Hi guys, welcome to the Tutor Learning Center. This is JD Tutor and I'm here to teach you about square roots. Welcome to video 29. Yes, listen how far we've come. 29 videos. All right, so guys, let's look at the square root sign. Let's look at the square root sign. Does something go in the groove here in this bracket? Yes, a silent 2. A silent 2. Are square root symbols really alone? No, they are never alone. They've always got a number in there somewhere in this groove of some kind, even if it is a silent 2. And if so, what silent number goes in the groove of the square root symbol? A 2 goes there. All right, guys, so where does this 2 come from? Do you remember in other videos where I showed you two variables, say an x times another x, all right? And these x's actually have silent 1s there. You may think that there are no numbers there, but there really are silent 1s there. So x 1, silent 1 times x silent 1 to the first power. So 1 plus 1 is x squared. All right. That squared goes over here when you're changing this into the square root form. Okay. So we're looking at this or vice versa. Okay. When you're changing it back. Okay. If you change it back. All right, guys. So let's look at this next slide. And that is exactly what it is telling you, what I just told you. When you're going from x squared and you're changing it, the inverse of that is square root of x. And if you're changing it back, the inverse of that is going to be the x to the second power. All right, so let's look at square roots in general. Okay, what is the inverse of the squared function? And remember, inverse means perform the operation in reverse. All right, so what is the square root, the perfect square root of 100? It is 10. How do I know that? All right, so, oops. So let's see if I'm correct. So 10 times 10, that's supposed to be a times, guys, equals 100, correct? And 10 to the second power, is the 100. Okay, it's just like we replaced the x squared with, with a 10. So we replaced that x with the 10. Okay, so we substituted. All right, so 100 there. All right, guys, so the reversal of the inverse of 10 square would be to change it, to the square root of 100. Okay, but the square root of 100 is a perfect 10. All right, let's look at some of these. All right, guys, so let's factor out some factor trees. Let's see, let's do 225. All right, I need two numbers that are going to equal times each other that are going to equal 225. And I need to start with the very most possible lowest number over here on the right that there is. So looks like 3 can go into 25 75 times, or 75 times 3 equals 225. Okay. All right, so now I need something, two numbers that are going to do be times each other to equal 75. And let's see if we can get the same pattern. Oftentimes, yes, but sometimes no. See if we can get the same 3 to pop up there. 3 times 25 equals 75, or 3 into 75 equals 25. Okay, so that will equal 75. All right. Can we get the same 3s again over here to this 25? 3 cannot go into 25 evenly. So I'm going to pick 5 and 5. That seems to be the most likely case. So 5 and 5 equals the 25. So times here, or 5 into 25 is 5. Okay, so but now, how do we find out what the square root is? I'm going to clear this up here for a minute. All right, so we have a pattern here and a pattern here, but we can only use one. We can only use one of them and times them. So equal 15. The perfect square root of 225 is 15. Let's find out. Let's find out. Well, 15 times 15, otherwise known as 15 to the second power. Will it go? Will it work? Let's find out. 5 and then 1 and 2 is 12 and I'm sorry, guys. That's a 5 there. A 5 there. Come on, JD Tutor. All right, and that's 2. All right, so 225. So 5 to the second power is the square root of 225. All right, and the perfect square root of 225 is 15. All right. All right, let's do a couple of these factor trees. And homeschoolers, I want you to do 1 through 6 and do these factor trees without me. And I want you to show your work completely. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of them for you. So let's do 144. 144 factor tree. All right, guys. I need the lowest possible number I can get in this factor tree. Okay, so it would be 2. We're not going to count 1. It would be 2 times 72. So double check our work. 2 into 144 is 72, or 2 times 72 is 144. Either way. Okay. And now let's see if we have another pattern of 2s, or is it going to change on us? Looks like 2 and 36. Okay. And now can we do another 2? 2 and 18. Okay. 2 times 18 is 36, or 2 and the 36 is 18. Can we do another 2? Can we do a 9 and a 2? Oh, we got a lot of 2s forming. See these patterns? And 2 can't go into 9, so how about 3 and 3? All right. Now we're going to take and group off. We're not going to count all these 2s together because there are 2 sets of 2s, right? And so you have to count them as 2 sets. All right, so let's take one from each of the circled items. So one out of this group of twos, one, two, one of the twos out of that group of twos, times it, and a 1, 3 out of that group of threes. So we're going to times these all together, guys. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So square root, the perfect square root, 12 is the square root of 44. So let's double check our work. 12 times 12, and 4, and 2, and 2, and 1, and that's 144. Okay, so you have two 12s there. 12 to the second power, yes, equals the square root of 44. All right, good. So let's do one more, guys. And then homeschoolers, you guys can do the rest. Or at home, if you're watching, you guys can do the rest. Okay, let's do 400. All right, guys. So let's do the smallest number possible, which I think is a 2. And we can do 200. Okay, and the smallest number possible, which is a 2, and that can be a 100. Okay, smallest number possible, which is a 2 and a 50. Okay, and smallest number possible, which is a 2 and a 25. I've got a lot of 2's going on here, and 25 cannot be divided by 2 evenly, but 5 can. Okay, so we're going to pick 1 5 out of there, 1 2 out of there, and 1 2 out of there. So let's do 2 times another 2 times a 5. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4 times 5. So the square root, perfect square root of 400 is 20. All right, let's double check. 20 times 20. All right, 0 and then 0 and then 400. All right, so 20 to the second power is the inverse of the square root of 400. All right, which 20 is the perfect square root of 400. All right, guys, I'm going to cut this off for now. Actually, let's do it at, hold on, let's do it without factor trees, guys. So let's look at the square root of 64 is 8. Let's look at the square root of 36 is 6. The square root of 25 is 5. And for my homeschoolers, do 4, 5, and 6. Or if you're at home, do these at home. So I need you guys to do 3, 4, 5, and 6 for me. And then on your own, and then 4, 5, and 6 for me on this slide as well. All right, guys, thank you for watching, for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video, video number 30.